Yup. Welcome to 2022. You know, for the first time in my life, I don't want some big, massive changes going into the new year. I just want more of the same. I love this frequency. I'm very blessed. I'm very grateful. Welcome to the Paradigm Shift, episode 41, with a special guest today. This is going to be fun. Hello, everybody. Welcome to 2022, the best year of your life. I guarantee it. But you got to put in the work. So there's that. Jesse, Mukande, Nick, Big Dave. I see you, Dave. Sex Panther. Let's get nuts, everybody. Brain on, popcorn ready, journals out. Let's start the new year where we left off the last year. Let's go. Shakey bakey. Woo! Yeah. Happy, healthy new year. I love you. You're one of my favorite people in the world.
I'm blessed. I love you. I love everyone. We are all happy, healthy, wealthy, and worthy. This is our year to take away all the interference between us and our potential. You have extraordinary potential. Your ceiling's so high, we can't even see how high it goes. So I'm excited to see what you have going on and what you're going to do this year.
Thank you so much. And likewise, Dave, man, I know you got a lot of big surprises coming down the pipeline too. And I was just saying before we went on air, it's funny because for the first time in my life, like New Year wasn't such a big moment. I don't want to make some big drastic change. I want to continue on this frequency and build on it.
It's funny you say that because I had the exact same revelation last night that I've taken my daily practices to such a level that it's just new day resolutions, that I have the New Year's Eve excitement every night when I do my unwinding routine. I have New Year's Day excitement every day I plateau and grow. And utilizing this consistent, persistent behavior has really changed the way that I perceive my own journey. And I see those who I work with, like you and many other great leaders, as doing the same thing. In fact, even my employees who are a little bit younger, I saw a tremendous shift that, it was like, hey, I really didn't do anything. I'm out on the golf course this morning instead, right? Like they're really into the new day resolutions, subtle changes every day, creating aggregate compound results.
Beautifully said. We love it. Let's dive right in. You ready for me?
I'm ready, baby.
All right, cool. I saw you talking about something like this on Instagram, and we talk about this all the time, but just recently in the last year, you've really grown into just understanding that something big out there, and there's no confidence that you really create that's kind of bigger than that.
Yeah, it's amazing coming from my background where I kind of resisted from religious or spirituality or any energetic belief. And then today, that my whole premise is based off of there's something bigger than me that loves me more than I love my own children or my mom loves me. That this idea of limitlessness and infinity has to exist within the context of something bigger than me, an omniscient, an all-knowing source that then allows me to have pain, setbacks, failures, mistakes that are promoting me and protecting me, not punishing me.
You're on fire. I'm obsessed with you. I love you so much that it's concerning.
I love you as well, and it's not concerning.
And I can't wait for all the big surprises that you're going to be announcing soon with Apple TV and stuff. I'm going to bring our guest on.
All right, let's make it happen.
Hell yeah. Bring it on, Big Craig Ballantyne. This is going to be a great conversation. I'm excited when Craig and I connected a while back. Do this.
Let's do it. Merry New Year.
Hell yeah. There he is.
What's up, guys?
What's up, brother?
How you doing?
Amazing.
Awesome. This is going to be so much fun, guys. Super excited to be here. Dave, I have something very interesting to tell you if you got a moment. So
yeah.
Either now or at the end.
Whenever he wants, huh, Craig?
Okay, so I was at the 100 Million Mastermind meeting where you were speaking on stage, and you said, hey, you got to go and share gratitude with somebody every single day. And I know you guys, and no one's going to do anything with this information. I just want to let you know that I did something with that information, that for the next 60 days, I sent 80 videos to people. So I did that for 60 full days. I sent 80 gratitude, thank you videos. I got conversations going with people I hadn't talked to in a long time. I just want to let you know that somebody did something with that information that you shared. And it was a great experience.
Well, I appreciate it. And it's amazing the power of gratitude
Absolutely.
For me, even still, I was just meeting with the head of my media, and I was like, dude, we have this 14-day gratitude challenge. I can't think of anything more basic. Why is it doing so well? And then
Yeah.
I realized that, God or the source, he gives us a reward by giving us a dose of happiness. So giving, receiving, and witnessing, we receive dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins. And believe it or not, when you were sending those videos out, God was rewarding you with a dose. And then the people who received your videos got a dose. And then when they shared it to all the witnesses out there, there's another dose. I really believe that that's a pragmatic way of seeing if I'm doing the right thing. When I feel happy or good, there's a biochemical blessing that's given to you called dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, endorphins. And this 14-day gratitude challenge, or any of the gratitude challenges that you execute on, you start getting addicted to that dose. And it's a very positive thing because it actually holds off all other things. Dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin are the best thing for your health, your wealth, your happiness, and your worthiness.
I love this. And now that we're talking about giving love and ripple effects, here's something that nobody probably knows. When the pandemic started, and I had this big idea for CLS, but I was still involved in Wall Street, I spoke to somebody right when I started, and that was Craig Ballantyne. And we had a good conversation, and I had no idea what I was getting myself into. But we had a great talk, and basically just you have that burning desire, you're gonna rush it once you figure it all out. And at the time, what I needed to hear. This is just a cool full circle moment to have you on a little over a year later, brother.
Yeah, man, you've been crushing it. Yeah, I mean, what a year you had. So, have that gratitude, and then just know, as Dave was saying earlier, like this year is going to be even more amazing for you.
Yeah, we're gonna dive right in. Craig, I know you started a newsletter in 1980. You always had that entrepreneurial spirit in you all the way back then. What about being an entrepreneur excites you the most?
Well, I think the freedom that I get personally on the selfish side is definitely the freedom, the ability to work whenever I want, wherever I want, with whomever I want. I'd much rather work 60 hours a week for myself than 40 for somebody else. Now I don't work that much. But the other thing is that you have more of an impact. Everybody listening that wants to have an impact, that wants to, even have a fraction of the impact that you and Dave have had. It comes down to like controlling the business, the messages that go out. If working for other people in great businesses is a fantastic experience. I've done that as well. But when you're an entrepreneur, you get to control everything now, and all the responsibility is on you. But man, it's a great opportunity to take your passions and turn it into something that gives you a paycheck too.
Dave, I can see something stirring.
Yeah, well, I love that because entrepreneurship has changed over my 35 years. If you told someone when I graduated law school and I told someone I was just a salesperson, let an entrepreneur, they thought that I was like an actor. That meant I was waiting tables. I was unemployed. Now, people are taking pictures of you, having you sign autographs and paying you a ton of money to speak. But I think there's an important freedom because of the pandemic that has arisen. And you mentioned something that's so important is that working for a company has its great benefits as well. And now working for a company has much more freedom.
Yeah.
And you get a lot bigger benefits, meaning companies give equity, companies give health insurance, which is a really big issue if you're a family entrepreneur. So I think this is a great opportunity. Just, as much as I love being an entrepreneur, I think the freedom, like you said, I believe in activity I get paid for, activity I don't get paid for. I'm a 64 hours a day production guy. So you're speaking my language, and I don't work a day or an hour. I only have activity I get paid for and activity I don't. But for those people that may kind of be in between, may not be psychos like Craig and Chris and I, right? Like that aren't, look, employees in overhead, they're hard to deal with when you're an entrepreneur. But there's a lot of opportunity today called entrepreneurship. And you can have freedom to work where you want. You get health insurance. You even get equity and lottery tickets in a company that's already established. So there's a lot of great opportunities. And there's a shortage of qualified skills and knowledge out there. So if you have the desire, I'm just encouraging people to also take a look at entrepreneurship beyond just entrepreneurship.
Yeah, beautifully said.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Just to add to that is that you know, I work with a lot of entrepreneurs, and the number one problem they had in 2021 is they could not find great people. And so if somebody has a passion for writing or for sales and just showing up and doing a great job, you got an amazing future ahead, because there's so many businesses looking for those people right now. And you can go in and you can be that entrepreneur. You can get paid to have a, you know, like if you imagine you got an opportunity to work at Dave Meltzer's company, right? You go in there, you have one of the best entrepreneurs, and he's paying you to be there every day. You're getting this mentorship from a great entrepreneur. So, because I get a lot of young people asking me like, oh, you know, I want some help with my business. I'm going like, that the best thing you can do for your business is to go work for an entrepreneur, a good entrepreneur, for 2 or 3 years, really understand what entrepreneurship and running a business is about, then go out and strike out on your own. But that's what I would do if I was.
Yeah, beautiful. And it's so true. And I love that you mentioned mentorship, right? Because Dave mentored me, and I had that great conversation with the audience listening, like 2022. The only way you lose is if you don't seek support, guidance, and mentorship. And I have regrets in life, but if I had to choose one, it was that if I didn't kind of shred my ego a bit and find mentorship, myself a little longer. So key.
Yeah. There's a lot of people out there who are willing to work hard, but if you know, it's kind of like, you know, if you start out in LA and you want to get to New York and you start running west, it doesn't matter how hard you're going to run or swim. You're going to get into New York the long way. So why not go to a mentor who says, no, go east. And you're going to get to, obviously, New York a whole lot faster. And that's what most people need, because they're willing to do the work. They just need to be told, hey, put your efforts in this direction, learn this skill. You know, you don't have to worry about that. And it's going to accelerate your progress in every area of life, whether you're going to the gym or whether you're starting a business.
Beautifully said, bro. Craig, I wanted to ask you, because a lot of people might not know this that are familiar with you, but you're an introvert by heart.
Yeah.
Know that because you show up all the time on social media and you do the thing. How can anyone watching that wants to make major moves, really doesn't have that inner confidence, or they're more of an introvert, step out of it and embrace extrovert when need be?
Yeah, well, I look at it as a performance, right? Because there's a lot of great actors that had been introverts, and you know, they didn't like to sign autographs and they didn't like to do interviews and stuff like that, because they looked at acting as a performance. And the cool thing is that you can go out there and, you know, you can know what time of day you have that energy, and you can channel your caffeine intake in the right direction. You can do all your planning and preparation before, and then you can go and just like crank all this content out maybe in one day or a half a day, and then you can go back to being your introverted self. So it does take a little bit of practice, but it's a learnable skill to bring energy to the camera, you know, and at the end of the day, whether you're an introvert or an extrovert, if you're dedicated to impacting people and you just focus on, I want to have this conversation with one person who's on the other side of it. It doesn't matter if you're high energy or not. You don't even have to be a high energy extrovert. If your content is so great and it's from the heart, it's going to impact people enough so that you'll be able to build that business.
So tangible. Working at.
Yeah.
Yeah, as always, you know, I'm thinking I'm more than an extrovert. I'm a middle child of 6. So I cannot be alone. I need attention. Like people like, Dave, man, why do you do so much content every day, man? You're everywhere. I'm like, because I'm a middle child, and this is like my dream to get all of this attention, you know. And I feel like George Brett when he signed his first $6 million contract, and he got pulled over with his brother throwing champagne bottles out of his limo. And the cop's like, hey, you know, Mr. Brett, this, you can't do this. You know, I know you signed your big agreement. And he's so drunk. He says, man, don't tell them, but I play for free. That's the way that I feel when I do content, that the impact that it has, it's so much fun. So you can utilize, whether you're an introvert, an extrovert, or a middle child, a freakavert like myself, there's the mechanisms, because, and I'm going to tell you, get back to building brands, because I help so many people build their brands. And Craig, you know this because I pounded this into you. It comes down to, if you're an introvert or an extrovert, how do you capture your content? How do you modify it? How do you amplify it? And where do you perpetuate it? And so extroverts are going to do that a little bit differently. They're going to do more live stuff. They're going to do more content every single day. They'll do more things in person to capture, where introverts will do the capture, modify, amplify, and perpetuate in a different way that suits their personality as well. The nice thing is we have an opportunity for everyone to build a brand, no matter what your personality is.
Yeah, beautifully said. I love it, and it's so true. And I know that you're freaky, and we'll land the plane with this one, guys, and then I want you to enjoy the kickoff to 2022. Both of you specifically know this very well, and I both this too. Just how powerful and how much of an impact relationships is, not only in business but in the world. Forming the right relationship with the right people. How significant and important is that to both of you?
Well, I'll go first real quick. Is that I believe one of my sayings, Craig, is that the more people you know, the easier everything in life is. And 2 years ago, I was a single guy, and I asked a few of my friends for introductions, and one of them introduced me to the woman that I married, the woman of my dreams. And it was, it wasn't because I had any plan other than to ask other people for help. And so the more, if I didn't know those people, they wouldn't have introduced me to her. So just knowing more people, even when you're an introvert, you can build a massive network by adding value. So just grow those relationships.
Love that.
No doubt the quantitative impact of having spheres of influence of sponsors and power sponsors and open-minded, open-hearted, and open-handed people is essential. But one of the relationships that I learned later, I'm older than you guys, is I think we were talking, and we'll land this plane where we started, Craig. My relationship with the omniscient, all-powerful, all-knowing source has changed. And not even sure I believed in it when I started this journey. And now I'm dedicated to it. And I think the relationship that I work on most is with myself, learning to love me. And if I can love myself, then I can trust in the omniscient, all-powerful, all-knowing source loving me more than I love my own children. But it also, I'm going on 25 years of marriage to my dream girl. I got 4 beautiful children, a relationship with my mom and siblings that I've never experienced before. And the only thing that has changed is my relationship with me. I love myself. I love my life, and I can give that love. I don't go looking for it. And I think it's really important for everyone to work on your relationship of self, and it'll clear the interference between you and the omniscient, all-powerful, all-knowing, and everyone else around you, so that everyone becomes an open mind and open heart with open hands to be a sponsor of yours, to know people that can help you, just like, finding your wife, and to help you themselves and know someone. So sponsorship and power sponsorship in these spheres of influence are essential, but be aware of who you surround yourself with. Always surround yourself with the right people, the right ideas. Make sure you have a chain of feeding. If they feed you, feed them. If they bleed you, fire them. I appreciate both of you guys, man. This is a great way to start my year.
Yeah, hell yeah. And it is exactly why I'm starting the year speaking to both of you, relationships. Craig, thank you so much for joining us, brother. I'm looking forward to connecting again. Dave, love you so much. I'll be texting you in 10 minutes.
Thanks, Craig. Take care. I love you guys. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, guys. Take care. Too much fun. Best way to kick off the year. Just where we left off 2021, guys. Same thing. Forward momentum, forward progress, and continue going. So just keep building upon where we left off, and just keep moving the chains every single day. New goals, new visions, new relationships. Open your mind up. Say yes, but say no to the stuff that bleeds you, and so forth. So be very intentional with who you surround yourself with. 22 is absolutely 100% right. Let's get crazy, guys. Let's get nuts. I challenge each and every one of you to live 2022 like it'll be your last, and watch how much more you accomplish. Have the sense of urgency. And we dropped the episode with Ed Milet this week on the CLS Experience. He's talking about scarcity, and I think there's a big misconception about that. Treat every conversation, every day, like it might be your last. Give it everything you got. Have that sense of urgency, and watch how much you accomplish. I love you guys. The 6-week intensive CLS Explosion for building your brand and community program is open for 2 more days, and then we're going to close that. We have 22 people. It's a very small, intimate container. Simply put, if you're looking to explode your brand and your community, then you can message me on the side. At the end of the day, you can have the best products, the best content, the best things to say. If there's no one there to see it, it goes for nothing. So I know a thing or two about exploding that over the last year. I say very humbly, we're going to close those doors on Sunday, which is tomorrow. If you guys are interested in exploding a personal brand, you can message me on the side. Join the CLS texting community. It's free. At the bottom of the screen, text the number 917-634-3796. And if you're not already in the CLS membership, sounds like a personal problem. Thank you so much, Craig Ballantyne, for joining us. Great conversation, guys. Perfect way to start the year, just where we left off. Moving the chains, making things happen, thinking outside the box. Me personally, I can't wait to allocate a couple hours today to erasing my entire whiteboard and all new goals, visions, and things to attack and so forth. And the best part about what I'm doing right now, this whole CLS thing, is this isn't work to me. I get to wake up on the first day of 2022 and have a great conversation with Dave, Craig, and see all you guys, Monica, Alex, Jesse, Hanny in the house, Oleska, everybody's out today. And this is just what it's all about. This isn't work. Find what sets your soul on fire. Find what you're aligned to. Do a really good job. And the whole irony of that is the money will follow you guys. 2022 is here right now. Have a sense of urgency. And if you're looking for some clarity or for some big ideas and you're not sure where to start, you can message me. And I'd love to give you some clarity. Love you guys. Have an unbelievable day.